was interesting that me and my sister, we were the only ones that called our mother by Mama. My mother called her mother by her first name, Margaret, and then my grandmother called her mother by her first name, Isabella. So I always wanted to know, like, what's that about? Why?
Yeah, that's not normal, especially in black families.
It ain't normal. It ain't normal. So I wanted to see what that was about. So that was initially what got me interested in writing the story, because their relationships as mothers and daughters strained. But when it came to me and my sister, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, they got it right. They knew how to love us without any problems, but they just couldn't get together for themselves. So that's what you can expect when you read Address House of Corrections. You can expect to find out about some life events that took place in my grandmother's life, and then there's a lot of historical elements because it takes place between 1940 and 1968 in Detroit. So it deals with the Great Migration, the North. When a lot of people came from the South, my grandmother, she was born and raised in Locust Grove, Georgia.
Locust Grove, Georgia.
Locust Grove, Georgia. That's right. It had one street light, one stop sign. That's how small the city was. So she came up to from Locust Grove, Georgia, moved to Detroit, got caught up in street life and the jazz scene, and so there's a lot of references to jazz and just wonderful times when Detroit was in its heyday.
Okay, so tell me something. I'm asking you this because, every time I was telling somebody recently, every time someone talks to me, because, I'm a playwright and a filmmaker myself, and I'm actually aspiring novelist, so soon, hopefully, I'll get my book out because I asked Monice to be my accountability partner. I haven't caught her back yet.
That's right.
Yeah. But you know what? What made you believe that your story was something that what people wanted to hear? Because so many people, when they find I'm a filmmaker, I want you to, you need to do a movie about my life. And I'll be like, why? So, but because everybody, when they know that you can do, they want you to write about their life. But like I was telling Icy Spike, that your book is brilliant. I haven't finished them halfway through, but it's brilliant to the point that not brilliant people. So don't think brilliant and y'all people who don't want to read think, I ain't gonna want to read it. It's engaging and it keeps you like tied to it. I mean, it's really good. So what made you know that your story was going to be something people wanted to actually read?
I didn't. No idea. All I knew was that I was engaged, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And the story and the characters were arresting my thoughts. And that's the only thing I had going for it. So I tell a lot, because I've worked as a screenwriter for the last 10 years, that the stories that get people's attention, affect folks the most, are the stories that affect you the most.
Yes.
So if you're writing from the point of view of you want somebody to like it, and I think this is going to sell and it's going to make this money, if that's the point of view you're coming from, then it's not going to do that. You're not from pure place. So I had no idea. All I knew was that, when I wasn't sleeping, I was writing. When I wasn't sleeping, I was writing. I was thinking about this character, the story, all the time. And so that's what drove me. And then, I'm constantly surprised every time, like you say, is brilliant, or someone says, I can't stop reading it. It surprises me. But the point of, like, that came from me, I can't believe that. But also I understand it because I know that when I was writing, I couldn't wait to get back to my computer.
And I understand that feeling. I mean, being so engrossed. So I want to get to, because we're going to be wrapping up in a minute, I want to know what's next for, okay, first of all, you always got to tell, where can people get a copy of Address House of Corrections? Where can they get a copy? Give all your information.
Amazon.com, Amazon.com. Go on and get it. It's right there waiting.
And it's Monice Mitchell-Sims, Address House of Corrections. So tell me, Monice, what's next for you in terms of your current book or books, tours, signings, etc.?
Starting a book tour this summer, starting up in May, actually. I'm going to be touring in Detroit and Chicago and New York. So people can go to my website and check that out. Or check, actually, Facebook is the best way to keep up to date with me. I also have a blog called addresshouseofcorrections.com. That you can check and see what I'm doing, where I'm going to be. So I'm going to be doing that tour starting in May. I'm actually writing the second novel right now, The Mailman's Daughter. I'm in the process of writing that. And I'm also in the process of finishing production on the audio book and audio series of Address House of Corrections.
That's what's happening. So one last thing, what advice, because you self-published this book, but you got people like Dr. Cornel West, who gave you a mention on a book, Calvin Smiley, you got all these like phenomenal people, so I know this book is going to do well. But what advice can you give to aspiring writers? Like, what made you decide to self-publish, and what were some good resources that you came across?
Well, what happened was that I tried to go the traditional route, and I had an agent, and I sat around for 2 years, and I'm just not the type of person to sit around and wait
that girl.
Happen. So I started to notice the social networking and all the type of stuff that's out there. there are ways that you can get this done yourself. And so I'm using everything: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon.com, BordersBooks.com, any .com that is out there.
.com.
I'm using it to push this book. So, if a writer has the durability to stick with it and can be creative and think out the box, you can publish yourself. You don't have to wait for somebody to do it for you.
You are so right. Thank you, Monice. We are run out of time. We didn't even get to play our other son. Actually, we spent the whole time with your interview, which I am so happy. Everybody, please, thank you so much for joining us on the Kareemah El-Amin, the Straight No Chaser team. Please, everyone, please go out, get Address House of Corrections. It's a brilliant book. You won't be disappointed. Thanks a lot, Monice.
Thank you, girl.
Bye-bye.